Greetings and welcome to another edition of Trade Theory. Welcome to the last Trade Theory for the full trading week of 2025, the week of December 16th, 2025. This is Kevin Jefferson, the provider of your weekly analysis here. And I'm going to start today off with NVIDIA stock. I want to give you a quick analysis on NVIDIA, and then we're going to run through the rest of the pairs that we normally analyze every week. So this is the NVIDIA chart. And what I'm seeing is there could be a little bit more of a pullback here. This is a daily chart, but I have set a short entry hypothesis here at roughly the 170, 176.13 area with a stop loss up at the roughly the 198.43, a little bit above there, 198.56, and a take profit sell hypothesis of roughly 152.57. So I see a nice easy sell trade here, looking for NVIDIA price to drop from around 179, 176 where it is now to roughly 152 where I expect it to go in the next couple of weeks. And so I'll look for if you were taking a trade on this, you could either stay out of NVIDIA and buy it back down at the bottom, or you could find some type of instrument that would allow you to trade the inverse of NVIDIA so that as price drops, the value of what you're owning could go up. Okay, so we're short NVIDIA starting out today. All right, let me move to Tesla. Now Tesla, we got knocked out of the trade if you would have taken a short hypothesis on here. Tesla has actually gained some momentum. Maybe it's behind it has nothing to do with SpaceX as far as what the company does, but maybe the news of an IPO with SpaceX actually changed people's disposition. So we would have got knocked out of this trade from the 2nd of December, but now I'm looking at a pullback, and we'll look for a possible long entry on Tesla in the next couple weeks. So right now we're not going to take any new adjustments, but we did get knocked out of that trade. Okay, moving on to Bitcoin. So where's Bitcoin right now? Bitcoin is trending downward a little bit, but I'm not completely sure that we want to get in here. I have a short hypothesis up here around this EMA. And so we want to, from the 9th, so we're looking for price to come back up here and still retest this area. And then we look for a short trade on Bitcoin. The only way I would stop this trade or remove this limit order would be for me to price to hit the take profit of 82,173 before rising up to my entry point. That's of 96,904 and some change. That's the only way I'd not take this trade right now. But we're looking we're still short Bitcoin, although the next several days could show Bitcoin rising, which would actually play into my sell hypothesis. All right, moving on to oil. Oil has continued to drop, and actually it's closer to our take profit than before. And so price, we had a sell hypothesis on oil going back to roughly the 2nd of December, roughly 58,136. And we have a downside target. Let me move this up here so you can see it because it's a long way away. Like I mentioned before, this may take a little while to get there, but it is definitely moving. So we're going to see what happens here. Can I get my take profit? Can I get my take profit? There we go. All right, so the stop loss is still up at the 66.27 area, and the downside target is roughly 49.28. I'm sorry, 49.21. So price is moving down nice and slow, and I'm expecting a nice pullback, possibly up to our short entry hypothesis, giving us another chance to get in. But we'll watch this as price is working in our favor on WTI crude. All right, moving on to gold. Now gold has started to trend higher, so it's not quite breached the previous high, but it's still moving up. So at this point, I'd wait for gold to stall out. It's getting to our long exhaustion point, meaning the price could be stalling out here that we set on the 19th of November. So I'd look for a deep pullback here and then a possible opportunity to buy gold, but we don't know yet. So we'll have to wait for this trade to pause and give us more information. So we're standing aside on gold. Now, moving to the Dow Jones, US 30. Dow Jones has set new highs, and I'm still looking for a price to pull back off of those highs and give us another buy entry. So it's blown through our long exhaustion point on the 19th. And so I have a downside area of interest that I set on the 9th, looking for price to retreat down this area. We'd watch price there and see if that's a buy opportunity or if price will go lower to our secondary area of interest down at the 45,455 area. So we're going to stand aside on the Dow Jones. The NASDAQ, all right, the NASDAQ has started to pull back. It did not get that same level of strength as the other trades. Doesn't mean that it's done, but it's right there at our long reversal area of interest. So we're still watching price on here. It went through our long exhaustion point, but it did come back down made a long and it's pulling back, and so we're watching this price, and we're going to see how far it goes, and then once we see it stall out, we'll make another decision on that. And then wrapping up with the S&P 500, same thing here. Price did establish a new high at the beginning of the week, but it's pulling back, and so we're looking for that pullback to stall out. It's at that long exhaustion point, so we're waiting on price to pull back and give us an indication of what it wants to do, and maybe it wants to continue long. So we'll just stand aside on those, and we'll short short NVIDIA this week, and look for some profits from that. Okay, I hope you guys have a wonderful trading week, have a wonderful holiday, and we're going to run this last trade theory of the year next Tuesday on the 23rd, right before Christmas. We're going to run our wrap up here, and I hope this has been beneficial to you all and prosperous for you all. And until next time, enjoy the day and happy trading.